Hey guys, so this is the second video I've made today. Weird, because I haven't made a video in a while and now I'm making two in one day. Anyway, the lighting's better right now since, yeah, it's because I'm holding the paper here. Anyway, I just thought that it would be nice if I were to show you the style that I write my journals in. So far I have 8 books. Well, I'm working on my 8th. But basically I've journaled the time from about 5 years ago until now. So I do like this daily journal thing, and for those of you who are looking to be into like journalism or writing anything like that, I thought it might help if I told you my format. So I obviously don't write in notebooks. I have like journal books, but I obviously I didn't want to write it in that, so I put some examples on here. So first, I'll show you my table of contents. Well, I open the book by like writing on the inside what book it is. So like, I write my name obviously, and then I write book number 1 or book number 8 or whatever it is. And then underneath that, I write the time frame. So like, if I go into the books, I know if I'm looking for a certain date, what I did that day or anything, then I know like what time frame each book is. So like, for example, 5/8/17 to 6/12/18 or something like that, just so that I know what dates are in it. The next page, so that's like the inside cover. The next page is the table of contents. So as you see, I do table of contents at the top. And then I made a note to myself, write only the ones with headings. So like, if you're just writing an everyday, like, oh, I went to the store today, I went shopping, and I got new pants or something, like, don't put that in the table of contents, because then your table of contents is going to be every single day, and then there's no point in having one because you're not going to know where to find something. So only write the ones with headings. So like, if there's an important day and you put like prom at the top, you can put that in your table of contents because it's separated from the rest. Or if you make like a list, like things to take on a camping trip or something, put that in the table of contents. So here I put the page number, and always go in order because it makes everything easier. And then description, so like prom 2K15 or things to take on trip. You know, just a description of, usually I just write like the heading that I wrote at the top of the page. And I number every single page, starting with the first page I start writing on. And so yeah, there's that. And then the first page I start writing on, I write, okay, this is the format I use. It's not exactly, but so at the top, I usually write a quote. If I don't write it at the top, I write it right underneath where I put the date and the time. So I always, on the top line, I always put the date, either say like, today's date, what is it, the 29th? So I would put like Friday, June 29th, 2018 or whatever. Or if I don't do that and I'm feeling lazy, I just put like 6/29/18, but I always put, if I do them, I always put the day. So like today's Friday, I would put in parentheses after it Friday so that I like have a better idea of what day it is looking back. And then I always write the time after it. So like, I don't have a time right now. It's 11:27. So I'd write 11:27 a.m. next to it, just to keep like, you know, an idea of what time it was. After that, so like I said, I write the quote either right above all of that or right below. After that, I skip a line. So whatever the last thing I wrote was, whether it was the date or whether it was the quote, I just skip a line, and then I write whatever I need to write. Like if it's a list, if it's a heading, I don't put the day or anything, I just put the heading. Unless it's like prom. But if it's just like a list, like a shopping list or something, don't put the date unless you want to. But the main thing is consistency. Like, whatever works for you is honestly you can do whatever you want. It's just keep it consistent and organized, or else you're gonna be confused. So just like pick something that works for you, and then whatever that is, just keep doing it. So then basically the paragraph is just like, here's where you talk about whatever you want, your day or what you're gonna do in the future, plans, fitness stuff, you know, whatever you want. If it's a list, put the heading at the top and underline it, like I said, and then right underneath it, like bullets or dashes or whatever you want. Every time you get to a new page, so like say you finished the first page and you're going to the next page to write, and it's not and it's not a new day, put the time at the top, because then you have a time frame of what time it is the next page and how long approximately it took you to write that, if you want to know it in the future. I mean, you obviously don't have to, but it helps me with organization if I just write the time in the next page. You don't need to write a new date unless there's a new day. Like, I write the new day if I run over past midnight. So like, if it's 12:01 the next day and I go to a next page, I write the date. But you don't have to. Yeah, and then after, I just sign off. So like, with love, sincerely, you know, or just write Casey. Well, obviously you don't write Casey, but, and then every time I sign off, I always write the time at the bottom. So like, I don't know, basically it's the time when I usually go to bed, because I usually write before I go to sleep. But basically I write the time frame for a lot of things just so that I like have an idea about what's happening and when it's happening. But you obviously don't have to do that. And then, yeah, my journals usually have like a pocket in the back where I keep like stuff that happened throughout the time that I had the journal. So like if I write letters to people and I don't send them just because I'm like feeling emotional or something, I put them in the back of the journal so then I have like, you know. If they don't have pockets, I usually just like write on the back of the like inside cover of the back page, just because it's usually a page that doesn't have lines on it, so I just like decorate it and write stuff on it. But it's your journal, so you can do whatever you want. And this doesn't only work for journals, like anything that's planning. I also keep a planner, and I can go over that with you too if you want, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, there's month, and then there's weekly things, and planning spaces, positive things that happened, priorities. It's basically just, these are really good organization tools to get you to, you know, plan out your time or plan out your expenses or things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful, and thank you for sitting through it, because it was probably long and painful for you, but I hope it helped at least a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.